voice thing going on here tonight, so I'll speak as loud as I can. Hopefully I don't have an attack. And my trusty cohort here has kind of the same thing, so maybe we can tag team it and help each other out. But this is one of our goals in our department, is to inspire kids to be food curious. We think that it's really important for kids to be curious overall in schools. It helps inspire learning and that, and there's good things that happen when kids are also curious about food and all the different things that are available to eat. First, I wanted to just touch base on the regulations that we have to meet in order to be eligible to serve school meals to children and receive reimbursements. And we receive reimbursements for every student meal that we serve, whether it's full, paid, free, or reduced category. We receive some type of both national and state reimbursement for it. And those reimbursements are meant to help keep meals affordable for families, no matter what category. So you can see that we're required to offer all of the different 5 food groups, and that we have very specific amounts that we have to offer for kids in grades K through 5, 6 through 8, and 9 through 12. And then if you go to the vegetables, you can see that we even have a different subgroup requirements of vegetables, of what we have to offer of vegetables, and they're kind of categorized by color over the course of the week. And that is based on scientific evidence of what kind of minerals and vitamins are found in the different colored vegetables and what rounds out to a good diet over the course of a week. And here they get very specific with what we can categorize in each one of those areas. So that's the technical side of what we have to meet in order to be eligible for receiving reimbursements for these school meals. But here's a little bit about our philosophy. We know that food isn't just calories, that it's information that talks to our DNAs and helps our children's bodies grow in that. It's the most powerful tool to change our health, our environment, and the entire world is your fork. It's by a doctor that I'm not sure if you've heard of at all. He's a holistic doctor, Dr. Mark Hyman. He's done an awful lot of research on child development and brain health and gut health. But I do appreciate his research and studies. So years ago, we came up with our mission. It was about 10 years ago. And I can break all of this down to this statement, basically. We really believe that food is one of the most important influences on our everyday brain skills, from our concentration to our memory. And in our department, we focus on providing whole foods and a plant-based diet. We really support physical activity throughout the school day and healthy relationships. So our department does more than just school lunch. We also manage the wellness program for the district, and we also support school gardens, and we do a variety of different nutrition programs. We have the school breakfast program, the school lunch program, we have after-school meal programs. We provide the catering concession services for the district. So we have a pretty wide breadth of work that we're involved with in the district. So our biggest thing with trying to get kids to be food curious, though, is that we don't want them running away from healthy food. You know, we don't want them to see broccoli and cauliflower on the line and, you know, do the cringing and, oh, heck, what is that? We want them to say, huh, I've not seen that before, I wonder what it tastes like. We really want their trays to end up looking like this young boy's here. This young man had the tray that looked like this without any coaching at all, and it was, you know, almost daily. In the beginning, and this was a tray from a while ago, but I always use it in my presentations because everybody always asks, but was that stage? Did you help him make his tray? No, the student made his tray that way every day. He's a 10th grader now, I believe, so this was, I think, when he was in 2nd or 3rd grade. And he was actually in our Royal Chef competition at the junior highs that we have every spring too. And he won the competition the year he was in it. So I feel really successful that we really have raised really like a whole new generation of adventurous eaters here in Hopkins, with us being involved with this for almost 11 years now. And it's been fun to watch kids go through the elementary schools and then to the junior highs and the high school and see this wave of the things that they are willing to try and the different foods that they enjoy and how they surprise each school level as they go along. So these are actual trays from Meadowbrook here. This was an example of one of the dishes that we just had today. It's a garlic chicken. And I think that the students really enjoy this one. It's served with some rice on this particular day. It was served with some collard greens, red peppers, a melon mix, and some warm spiced apples. Paul, maybe you want to talk about it. Well, you maybe don't know what all the pictures I put in there. So this was a pasta and meat sauce dish with some cheesy bread, apple broccoli. This was our seasoned chicken leg in the fall with mashed potatoes. So one of the things that we do is we really focus a lot on fruits and vegetables in our department, because in America we spend plenty of time worrying about center of the plate items, and we probably consume way too much protein. It's bad for the environment. It's not as health promoting as fruits and vegetables, and it's easy to get people to like those center of the plate items, right? Really challenging to get people in general, adults and children, to really appreciate and love vegetables. I can honestly say that vegetables excite me. I love vegetables. And they have the most vitamins and minerals that promote and sustain good health. And so what we've tried to do over the years is to really offer a wide variety of fruits and vegetables, and we've kind of set the expectations with our staff to talk with kids that they expect that the kids are going to want to try it and that they're going to like it someday, somehow. You know, like one of the things that we talk about with staff is that they change the mindset when somebody says, oh, I don't like cauliflower, or I hate cauliflower. Oh, you haven't found a way to like cauliflower yet? Because adding that word yet onto it just changes the brain's expectations about, oh, maybe someday I'll find somewhere to like it, right? And then if they have time to talk with the kids about, have you tried it cooked? Have you tried it in a salad? Because things taste differently when they're prepared and presented differently.
And to give you an idea what I have done, like I've turned around with the cauliflower and broccoli, and now I roast it. I pull it aside, I cool it, and I serve it cold the next, and the kids are eating it because of the way it's a different word. Roasted cauliflower. I do different kind of seasoning in it, so it gives them a little bit different twist. And I tell them simple things that my girls, as well as I do, talk to them about. You get more potassium out of cauliflower than you do out of broccoli than you do out of a banana. And I talk to them about what energies and what good things that develop muscles. And I even go to the kids, look at, I'm this old, but I still got some good muscles here. And I said, I keep myself in shape because I eat properly. And I said, I explained to them, this is why we do what we do for you, so that when you grow older and you have children, you can develop them in the proper way that needs to be developed. And trust me, just talking to them and engaging them with food talk is the biggest, not the biggest challenge, but is the best way to get them in there and get them talking about it. And then they talk to their friends and it moves on, and trust me, it becomes a little bit of a competition. You know, to give you an example, applesauce. It's just all over the place. So I figured, how do I tone this down a little bit? I took fresh strawberries and blueberries, pureed them, poured it in it, and swirled it. So they had a whole new look. And boy, I tell you, the reaction was incredible from the kids. Oh my God, I could taste it. It's a little bit different flavor than just the apples, and that's the thing. It's just mainly engaging with the kids. And, you know, it's like I've said to Barb 100 times, they're my customer. If I don't have them, I don't have a job. And it's that simple.
So this is an example of some of the local foods that we purchased. This is Romanesco that we purchased, and you know, how many of you have eaten Romanesco?
That's good.
Oh, good. A lot of kids hadn't until we served it. And they might not remember even what the name was or anything anymore, but maybe the next time they see it, they'll say, oh, you know, I think I had that once. And they'll be curious to try it again and learn it and try and remember its name. Here's just some pictures of the staff working in the kitchens. You know, about 80% of what we make in our kitchens is from scratch, from dressings to granola, sauce for the Asian meatballs that Paul made. That is a wonderful recipe. And you can see the sandwiches being made from scratch here. You probably can't see it in your seats, but I put this picture in there of Danielle making the veggie sandwiches for the day, because I mean they're even like seasoning the cucumbers so that the veggie sandwiches taste good on cheese and veggie sandwich. They really take a lot of care and concern with the items that they're making. We make a lot of our breads on site. We do a homemade focaccia bread, and if we don't make it on site, we try and buy the dough and proof it and bake it ourselves, because it has far less preservatives in it, if any at all, for a couple of the different kinds that we buy. This particular French bread here doesn't have any preservatives in it at all. But one of the reasons why we went to baking bread is that baking in the school gets your olfactory system going, your sense of smell and everything, which then increases your ghrelin, which is your hormone that induces hunger going. So if kids come down to the cafeteria hungry, because all of this has started, and they see something that even maybe they're not familiar with, they're going to be much more likely to try it and enjoy it when they're hungry, right? Because we've done all of that work ahead of time than if they didn't have that hunger signal in their body. So it's been one of the reasons why I think that we've been really successful with getting kids to enjoy our foods and try new things, is we have lots of really great smells in the kitchens which permeate the school all day long. So again, I don't think I'm probably preaching to the choir here, but why is this important? There's really strong evidence, scientific evidence, that tells us that children's behavior, intelligence, and performance are significantly affected by the quantity and quality of what they eat, as well as the quality of their learning environment. So the things that we are giving them all day long in school that are feeding their cells, that are building their brains, that are building their skin, that are building their hearts, their lungs, everything, that really matters in their overall health, which helps them feel better, which helps them want to learn and to be more social. All those different skills are all based on how good we feel. This is an example of what our coolers look like. They're full of produce. Every Monday and Tuesday we get 2 different deliveries from larger produce distributors, but then we also get small farm produce deliveries all week long. So if you go into our coolers, I would say, what do you think, over half of it is fresh produce?
Oh gosh, I go a little bit further.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's unbelievable. We are favorite customers of the produce company that we work with. They treat us very good because we go through lots of it. Here's just some examples of the fresh garden bars that the kids get to choose from. We started a couple years ago, like writing on the garden bars too, to just help make them more interesting, give them fun names. We think that marketing good, fresh, healthy food to kids is really important to help try and offset all of the junk food marketing and stuff that they get. The whole budgets that are spent in junk food marketing compared to health food marketing is way lopsided. So we like to make the healthy foods, or the foods that are good for the bodies and stuff. We like to make it fun as much as we can, so that the kids relate these kind of foods to fun events and fun experiences. We get different size, different shaped pans so that things present themselves differently to help with the visual interest. The staff do such a fantastic job with the visual interest in and of itself when they're putting out the fruits and vegetables. This just really adds to it when they can do it in a little bit different ways like that. Another example of some of the writing on the trays. And it's probably one of my happiest moments whenever I walk into one of our cafeterias, is just seeing the kids help themselves to the fresh fruit and vegetable bars. And when we have people like Minnesota Department of Education or other districts that are here visiting us to see what we do and how we do it, and they watch our kids at the fresh fruit and vegetable bars, they're like, they're taking it. And then they go and watch them in the cafeteria and they're like, and they're eating it. And so it really is remarkable how successful we've been in that area here. Here's some pictures of our focaccia bread being made from scratch, but being baked afterwards. List of about 16 local farms that we buy regularly from. Here's an example of some of our marketing campaign that I'm sure that many of you have seen in the cafeteria. We have a license to be able to use the Sesame Street characters. There was a study done, I don't know if it was by Cornell University, I believe, that showed the increase of students, especially young students, interest in trying fruits and vegetables after seeing these Sesame Street characters and with these marketing materials. So we got some SHIP grant money probably 2 years ago, I think, to get all of the signs printed, and the students love them. They really add a lot of color. All of this would not be possible if we didn't have our wonderful staff that we have through the district. They are so committed to our mission. It is unbelievable. They just do remarkable things every day in our cafeterias. Here at Meadowbrook, you can see. So this is Krista, and she took the pens that we write on the, she used them on her glasses that day, wrote lunch lady. She's always doing fun things. She's got jokes for the kids every day and that. And there's the Meadowbrook team having a team meeting.
And that plywood wall has come down.
Yeah.
That's downhill.
Oh, but that was so nice.
No, it wasn't.
It's really going to be so nice to have that, you know, courtyard type area out there. It's going to be beautiful. But our staff is what makes it. We know we've had a little bit of a rocky year and a half here at Meadowbrook because we've had a significant staff transition happen over and over again here. Paul's our guy. Paul's been with us for 14 years and has done an amazing job in several other different roles, but most recently over at our high school kitchen. And you were there 12 years, I think?
Yeah, 12 years. Yeah.
12 years. And he's super committed to our mission. And when we had to repost the job this last fall, he called and said, "Barb, can I help out?" I was like, "Oh, thank you, Paul." I'm gonna cry. Are you kidding? So he's...
Yeah, it's tough in a meeting when I go in to help out and she goes, didn't ask me a question, said, "No, we want you there." Okay. So it's something here with the kids, like Barb said, to me to get them involved. One, I love working with the kids. And the only thing I miss is the classes I used to teach in fair school. I used to run a program where I taught kids how to go home and cook with mom and dad. I ran an after school program. Long story
I
short.
don't see a problem with that happening here.
Oh, it was fun. And basically I taught the kids what they learn in school, how it affects them in any profession. And trust me, the challenges they gave me was phenomenal. To see their eyes and, you know, for them to make the things in the class and stuff was just incredible. Plus, I never got to eat anything because they all ate it and took it home. But the thing I like to touch base with Barb, talk about the vegetables and all that other stuff. It's so fun that what I do and what my crew does, I throw out questions to them, you know, like every day, you know, like, do you understand what's a cucumber? And they all go, it's a vegetable. You know, it's not, it's a fruit. You know, we'll ask them different questions like that. And I sent a few kids home with a question for you guys. I don't know if they ever gave it to you. Here's my food question for you. Okay, you guys tell me what the answer is. What do you throw away the outside, then you cook the inside? Then you eat the outside, then you throw away the inside. What is it?
Well, you know that Greta knows, you guys.
I know. Here's your hint. Every farmer plants it.
mini farm.
Potato.
Corn on the cob,
Corn,
you husk
corn.
it, you boil it, eat it. See? And those are the kind of fun things I like to do with the kids, because it gets them talking about food and different stuff. And once in a while, I'll put up some garmager, I'll make a swan out of an apple or a palm tree with potato, green pepper, and they'll go, oh my gosh! I said, this is what have done my whole life, and you have fun called garmager, I teach them, and it's like, it's something that is edible, but yet it's colorful, and it's fun to look at. So that's the kind of involvement that we try to do every day with the kids, which I think just, since I've come on board here, the response and stuff, and I've also encouraged the kids, give me suggestions, tell me what you think. I got big shoulders, I can take it. And it's just getting them involved that way, it's just been wonderful. The kids here are really, really great.
So, I think with that, we would take questions.